If you've learned Reiki and want to keep going deeper into your practice, then you're going to love our upcoming January 3 to 4 Daylesford Reiki Retreat. It's the perfect place to meet other healers, learn new Reiki techniques, and experience powerful group healing. I've been running these retreats twice yearly now for about 15 years, and many of my students love them so much they come back retreat after retreat. And one of the key reasons for this is that these retreats give me the opportunity to teach healing skills I don't have time for in my regular courses. Over the last 3+ decades, I've learned and experimented with all sorts of powerful healing techniques, and the retreats give me the chance to share the very best of these with you. And as a result, you'll learn healing skills that will immediately make a difference to the quality of your practice. What's more, when you get a collection of healers together, many of them Reiki masters, something special happens. It's like a magical alchemy where everyone learns faster, where everyone goes deeper, which is why for many Reiki students, our retreats are the most transformational of all our events. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Jeremy O'Carroll, the founder of the Reiki Center and the best-selling Amazon author of 2 Reiki books, The Perfect Reiki Course and Reiki Flow. Over the past 18 years, I've taught thousands of Reiki students and over 350 Reiki masters to get more out of their innate healing abilities, and retreats give me the chance to pass on my healing experience. So what exactly are some of the things we'll be doing at our 2026 January retreat? Let me give you a rundown of the highlights, not necessarily in any specific order. Let's start with esoteric symbols. These are Reiki symbols that will help us tap into potent and usually inaccessible healing frequencies. At this retreat, we'll work with 2 of these esoteric symbols, which I don't teach in my regular Reiki courses. These are symbols I learned when I studied esoteric Reiki in Thailand and Hawaii, and they're going to give you that little extra Reiki healing energy spice. On top of this, we'll also look at techniques to amplify the power of traditional symbols. Next, I'll show you techniques for using Reiki to heal the past. Often we carry what I call energetic residue, and this can weigh us down in the present. Buddhism actually has a term for this energy that gets stuck in our energy body and affects us daily. They call it samskaras, and these samskaras become a kind of filter through which we see the present. They color everything, they cloud it. They make us sensitive to certain topics and situations. They make us reactive. So the more we can clear them away, the freer we'll be to enjoy the present for the gift it brings, unburdened by the weight of the past. For some people, this technique will even involve working on the energy from past lives. Moving on, we'll also do crystal healing. I've got a huge collection of crystals at my healing center, and we'll use these crystals to build crystal grids for both meditation and group healing. Crystals are a perfect way to complement Reiki energy, and using them, you'll often get extra deep healing and shifts. Next, I'll show you a technique for developing energy clairsentience. This might sound complicated, but in the context of our retreat, it means you'll learn how to feel energy, how to sense it, even from a distance. This will help you to become aware of subtle energetic currents, both in your environment and around people. I used to teach this technique at my Reiki Master Level course, but due to time constraints, I haven't been able to do it for several years now. But it's time to unearth it again, because it's not only going to surprise you, it's also going to open up endless new possibilities, because once you get better at sensing energy flow, you can use this both for things like feng shui and more precisely for sensing where to heal someone. Up next are techniques for working on the hara. Now, the hara, or the dantian in Chinese-based systems, is arguably the most important energy center in traditional Japanese Reiki, and it also holds a central point of honor in most martial arts, from Aikido to Karate and Tai Chi. Think of the hara as your body's energy hub. It's like the central energy hub, your body's grand central energy station, from which major energetic arterioles and meridians and the like can help connect you energetically to all parts of your body. The hara is also important for intuition and grounding. Unsurprisingly, in classical Japanese system of Reiki, it's kind of like the rock upon which the vast majority of techniques are built. The more we work on the hara, the more we strengthen it, the better our Reiki will become. Now, not only that, but as your hara strengthens, you'll find yourself growing calmer, less reactive, and more emotionally balanced. A strong hara will also protect you from taking on the negative energy from other people and places. At the retreat, we'll do a series of fresh techniques to amplify the hara's energy. So if you've already been working on it with your current Reiki practice, then you'll be able to add these techniques to kind of further bolster your haric energy. Next, we'll look at Reiki for goals. One of the great things about our January retreat is that it can lay the energetic foundation for the rest of the year. It can also help us to set our intent and goals. What we need to realize is that it's one thing to have a goal, another thing to put it into practice, and often we're unconsciously sabotaged by psychological blocks. At the retreat, we'll look at ways to use Reiki to dissolve these blocks and supercharge our manifestational energy. Moving on, we'll explore ways to use Reiki to heal and strengthen the aura. More often than not, as you know, Reiki is done by laying the hands gently on the body, but working on the 7 layers of the auric field is perfect for healing chronic or psychosomatic issues, those ones with an emotional or psychological origin. Now, you'll be surprised by the power and subtlety of this technique and how each auric layer creates distinct healing effects. Next, we get to Reiki group healing. This is probably one of the first things you think about when you think about Reiki retreats. And throughout it, we will do group healing exercises where we'll typically either split up into groups of about 5 or energetically sync together as an entire group to build vast amounts of energy. And this is the beauty of a retreat. You can leverage group energy to create transformation that would be next to impossible otherwise. Another thing we'll be practicing at the retreat is toning. In a sense, this is using mantras while healing, and mantras are sound, and sound is power, and Reiki is power, so you put them together and you get a kind of double blast of energy. This is like doing healing in a sound chamber where the recipient and the healer are immersed in pure sound energy. Needless to say, it's powerful. Now, another great thing about retreats is that we get to connect to nature, and this, among other things, means we can do forest meditations. One of the blessings of holding the retreat on our 100-acre property is that we have our very own forest, and that means that throughout the retreat, we'll be able to venture into it so we can connect energetically and kind of merge with nature, something which for many people is the highlight of our retreats. Another thing we'll do in the forest is hold a cacao ceremony. We've held one of these on both of our last 2 retreats, and they're a great way to connect to nature, the energy and wisdom of cacao, the cacao tree, and the land it grows in. Needless to say, we'll only be using the very finest ceremonial grade cacao for the ceremony. Also, when we're out in nature, we'll practice a Reiki grounding ceremony. This will help us connect to and harmonize with the energy of the earth, to feel a kind of oneness with it. Finally, we'll be working with what the Japanese call the Great Bright Light. Interestingly, the Reiki Master Level symbol literally translates as the Great Bright Light. And although we won't be working specifically with this symbol, we will use meditations and group healing to immerse ourselves in this light. This is going to kind of flood us with energy and enhance our intuition and clarity. So it'll give us the perfect boost for the new year. Next, if you need well-priced accommodation, you can get it at the Boomerang Holiday Ranch in nearby Daylesford. It's typically about $50 per night. And if you get in early, you should even be able to secure yourself a single room. You'll find all the ranch's details on the retreat homepage, which is in the notes below. Naturally, if you want something a little more classy, there is an abundance of lovely Airbnbs in the area as well. Finally, the retreat will be restricted to just 24 spots, and we do fill up. So if you're looking to come, don't wait until the final moment to book your place. If you have any questions, just write to info@omreiki.com.au, and as I said, you can find out more about the retreat by clicking on the link in the notes below.